What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, 8th Division Filipino superstar boxer, legend, current WBA welterweight world champion, Manny Pacquiao, seems to be on the verge of accepting a showdown in 2020 against undefeated, unified WBC IBF welterweight superstar boxer Errol Spence Jr. But will this fight happen next? Will this fight take place in May or June? As Errol Spence said, he will be making his ring return in late May or early June in the spring or the summer. We know Errol Spence suffered a horrific car accident October 10th, which saw a setback because he was scheduled to face off against two-division former unified junior welterweight, current and former WBC welterweight world champion Danny Swift Garcia, January 25th, which would be next Saturday. Next Saturday, instead, Danny Garcia will be taking on Ivan Redback in place of Errol Spence Jr. Obviously, Errol Spence Jr. is not in commission. Manny Pacquiao called out Errol Spence Jr. and he also called out WBO welterweight superstar boxer Terence Crawford. Says that in 2020 he wants both those fights. It seems like Manny Pacquiao has now since turned his attention away from former pound-for-pound king and legend Floyd Money Mayweather, as he's been looking and calling for a fight and a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Now it seems like after defeating former unified welterweight champion, undefeated superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, that he's turned his attention to the young, hungry lions in his division, in his weight class, right? So now reports have surfaced that, it's a strong possibility that we'll see Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao face off against one another. Is that going to be Errol Spence's first fight back in May or June against Manny Pacquiao? I highly doubt that. I think that it's going to stick to schedule. I think that they're going to wait to see how Danny Garcia plays out. This fight plays out with Ivan Redback, and that will be the fight. Now I can see in later in 2020, Errol Spence Jr. facing off against Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is kind of in limbo with opponents right now, as he was looking to face off against Mikey Garcia, former 4th-division Mexican superstar boxer, who since signed a one-fight deal to go over to the zone with Matchroom and Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn to face off against Jesse Vargas for $7 million for one fight, a big lucrative payday for Mikey Garcia. That takes Mikey Garcia out the equation. Keith Thurman is injured, so a rematch with Keith Thurman is off the table. Terence Crawford is available, and Showtime Shawn Porter, two-time welterweight world champion superstar boxer. Showtime Shawn Porter is available for Manny Pacquiao. But Manny Pacquiao is supposed to be coming back in late March, right? Is he going to push it back to June? Who knows, right? With that said, I highly doubt that Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao getting on late May, early June, and Errol Spence's first fight back. And I mean, listen, it's a possibility that Manny Pacquiao sees the opening, sees this is his best chance of defeating Errol Spence, and may take the opportunity, right? But I just can't see it happening. I think it's more than likely we'll see Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia after this fight with Danny Garcia and Ivan Redback. Now, we know Errol Spence stated that he didn't want any tune-ups. He wanted to go straight away into big fights. He said Manny Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, Terence Crawford. Those are the fights he wants in 2020. He didn't give him no particular order. He just said those are the fights. And then he did state that he did want the Danny Garcia fight when he come back. So I just see like that being more likely. Now the question is Manny Pacquiao truly willing to face Errol Spence Jr.? He seemed reluctant when Errol Spence called him in the ring after he defeated Mikey Garcia. And there hasn't been any true talk of Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. We know his trainer, a longtime trainer and friend, Freddie Roach, has said that that's a fight he would tell him to stay away from. We heard guys like Leonard Ellaby, Mayweather Promotions CEO, state that he would, if it was up to him, he would tell Manny Pacquiao to stay far away from Errol Spence as possible. Maybe they feel like Errol Spence showed flaws in the fight with Shawn Porter, and they feel like after the accident, this is the best opportunity to defeat Errol Spence. So maybe this is the reason why Manny Pacquiao decided to call out Errol Spence and so on and so forth. Now we saw Errol Spence back in training, back running, back in the gym, and Errol Spence said, listen, he added Manny Pacquiao, and now he's calling out Manny Pacquiao. That's a fight he wants. I think that that's a bad style matchup for Manny Pacquiao. I think that Errol Spence is just too big, too young, too strong, too vibrant, right? He's just going to come forward. He's going to pressure Manny Pacquiao. And I don't believe that Manny Pacquiao has enough power to keep Errol Spence at bay, to keep Errol Spence off him. In the beginning of the fight, I think it's going to be difficult for Errol Spence to get the timing of Manny Pacquiao down, the angles that Manny Pacquiao uses, and the foot movement that Manny Pacquiao uses. But just like we saw with Keith Thurman, after a while, Keith Thurman started to get his timing. Keith Thurman started to get his rhythm, and he started having much success in the second half of the fight, hitting Manny Pacquiao with big punches, right? Now, it's a difference, though. Keith Thurman is more of a slick boxer, boxer puncher, where Errol Spence is more of a boxer puncher, but it's a pressure boxer puncher. Keith Thurman uses angles, he uses the footwork, he uses different, he never really truly sitting down on all his punches. Errol Spence is sitting down on majority of his punches. He's throwing them with serious conviction. And I think that, and on top of it, Manny Pacquiao is not going to have the southpaw advantage because Errol Spence is a southpaw. So he'll be looking in the mirror with this fight. And I think that Errol Spence is going to dominate Manny Pacquiao in the second half of the fight. I believe from the 4th, 5th round on, you're going to start to see a domination because I believe Errol Spence is going to understand Manny Pacquiao's power. He's going to understand his timing, his distance with Manny Pacquiao. He's going to walk forward, pressure Manny Pacquiao, start to break Manny Pacquiao down. Keith Thurman was starting to break him down. He's going to rough him up. Jeff Horn roughed him up and had much success against him. Now, I thought Manny Pacquiao won the fight, but Jeff Horn roughed him up and had a lot and tons of success. And I think that that's going to be the same situation, but Errol Spence is a lot more accurate. So I don't know if they're just too eager to just make this fight. It would be beautiful for Errol Spence because he's already WBC and the IBF world champion. So if he's able to fight Manny Pacquiao, beat a legend, it's so many things that that benefits for Errol Spence. He's beating a legend. It's a legacy fight, and it's a unification bout. He's able to collect another title. He will be the WBA, WBC, and the IBF world champion, right? Only belt he would need would be that belt from Terence Crawford, who holds the WBO belt, right? So that makes the fight with Terence Crawford that much bigger. As Terence Crawford stated, it would make, he would want Errol Spence to win that fight because that would make the fight with him and Errol Spence that much more bigger, right? It's already the second biggest fight in the sport of boxing, in my opinion. The reason I say it's the second is because obviously you guys, if you've been watching me, I feel like Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing currently, especially if Deontay Wilder defeats Tyson Fury in dramatic fashion, right? Because it's the most talked about for so long. We've yet to see them in the same room come face to face. So the anticipation of Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, and as the heavyweight division goes, so does the sport of boxing. So it makes it that much bigger. So that's the reason why Deontay Wilder is the most exciting combat athlete in all the combat sports, period. He may be the most exciting athlete in all the sports. It's dramatics every time he steps in the ring, every time he fights. So, it makes it just that much bigger. So, and like I stated, and I can't state this enough, as the heavyweight division goes, so goes the sport of boxing. So, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford being welterweights, that's why it comes in number 2, in my opinion, in the sport. But it's a mega bout. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. And it would just be that much bigger. The magnitude would be that much bigger should he defeat Manny Pacquiao, and that being Spence, especially if he defeats him in dramatic fashion. Maybe what if he drops Manny Pacquiao like he dropped Sean Porter? Sean Porter, Errol Spence was a Fight of the Year candidate. I thought it was the fight of the year, right? I thought it was the best fight of 2019, hands down, right? And so with that said, imagine if that's the type of fight Errol Spence is in against Manny Pacquiao, a legend, and it's a unification bout, as was the bout with Sean Porter. It's enormous, right? So, and it does wonders for his career, hands down, point blank and period. He would surpass Saul Canelo Alvarez as the face of the sport of boxing in some people's eyes, right? I personally believe that Deontay Wilder is the face of the sport of boxing. That's just my opinion, but the numbers show. But I'm not going to get into all of that. But Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, is the face of the sport of boxing. Errol Spence defeating Manny Pacquiao, beautiful for his career. I just can't see Manny Pacquiao taking that fight straight away, unless they feel like this is the perfect opportunity to catch Errol Spence. He's been out the ring, since September. He suffered a horrific car accident in October. He hasn't had a tune-up. He suffered injuries, obviously, and being such a bad wreck. So, maybe they feel like this is the perfect chance. If they can't get him now, they can't defeat him now, they'll never be able to defeat him. So this is the perfect opportunity. So maybe that's why Manny Pacquiao feels like this is the perfect time. And not to mention, Manny Pacquiao has been waiting around for Floyd Mayweather, but that seems like that's not going to come to fruition. There's been talks about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao possibly taking place in September at the Raiders Stadium, the new Raiders Stadium that's being built in Las Vegas. But I don't know if that's going to stand pat, how true that is. Floyd Mayweather is, flaky at this point in time. It seems like he's coming back, but then, he seems like he's testing the waters. He told Manny Pacquiao he's coming back right before Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin had their rematch, and then he turned it down. So, I think Manny Pacquiao at this point in time is doing away with the Floyd Mayweather situation and looking to get, build up his legacy with these young, hungry lions. And it's a unification bout. Imagine if Manny Pacquiao beats Errol Spence after beating Keith Thurman and holds the IBF WBC and the WBA welterweight titles. That speaks volumes for his legacy and his career. So it's a win-win for both guys. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like to share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.